Good morning, everyone. My name is James Powell. I'm a senior consultant with Cenegenics, and I'm here today with a very special guest, Dr. Earl I, the Cenegenics physician partner in Cenegenics Atlanta. Dr. I, good to be with you today.
How are you, James? Thank you. It's wonderful to be here as the partner in Cenegenics Atlanta. It's always refreshing to have the time to sit down and chat with you.
Thank you. Everyone, today I'm here really to talk to everyone viewing this video from a patient point of view. I've been a patient on the program almost 5 years. I've known Dr. I that whole time. And really, I want to talk to you male patients today. If you're a male, you've made an inquiry into our medical practice. Obviously, something prompted that inquiry, something about your health, your vitality. I'm sure you have some goals you would like to achieve. And there's so many options out there today, Dr. I, as you well know. There's so many weight loss programs and health programs of machines and equipment and take this pill and that diet and all that. It's hard for everyone to sort through what really works. So, Dr. I, if you wouldn't mind beginning with telling us a little bit about your background.
James, I actually practiced conventional medicine for 35 years. I hold boards in infectious disease, pulmonary disease, critical care, and internal medicine. And of course, I'm a fellow in age management medicine. My goal really is to take these patients, proactively get in front of what's happening in their life and keep them healthy. I really saw what happens to patients in the critical care unit as I'm struggling to save 30 and 40 and 50-year-old patients. And the shame of it, they didn't have to be there in the first place. We could have kept them healthy.
Yes, absolutely. So everyone, again, today I'm speaking, and Dr. I is speaking to you male patients who may be wondering what the program is all about, what are the benefits of the program, make a decision if this is something you need to do. So we're here to talk about all these things today. I really believe you'll have all your questions answered once you view this video. And we definitely want you to call the office. That's the main thing. Call, talk. There's no obligation. Takes a few minutes. You'll definitely get some great information, and I think you'll be glad that you called. So, Dr. I, if you wouldn't mind starting with, let's talk about some of the common, we call them slow down symptoms of aging. What happens as we get older?
We men, as we get a little bit older, begin to notice early on that it's a lot harder to keep that weight stable. Then the next thing typically most men notice is they start beginning to not have the energy. They're really much tired at the end of the day than they used to be. They used to have energy to maybe go out at night to party, and they start staying home. They notice that their sleep is fragmented. It just, you don't feel rested when you wake up in the morning. You're tired, and you're going, why am I waking up tired? You notice too that in terms of just memory and focus and concentration and motivation, these are going away. Strength starts to go down. Muscles, it's harder to keep those muscles. You got to really work hard to keep them. And even then, if you let up just the slightest amount, they tend to go away from you. So these are many of the issues men have, plus sex drive. They really notice that the sex drive starts to drop off too, and that disturbs a lot of guys.
Right, and as someone who's almost 52, Dr. I can definitely attest to all of those symptoms in my late 40s. No matter what I did, exercise-wise, trying to eat better, nothing seemed to work. Certainly, your mental fatigue kicks in. We don't have the same physical energy. I've had all of those symptoms, even though I really thought I was being pretty proactive. At some point, I realized I was really fighting a losing battle. So definitely, I think everybody watching this video can attest to some of those symptoms as you've gotten older. So let's talk about the two major causes of every change you just listed. It's really two major causes that we even deal with in this program. So if you could talk about these causes, the metabolic and hormonal, and also the lifestyle challenges.
Well, James, let's address the hormonal imbalance first. This is something that has to be addressed if we're going to get the full benefit of our program. Basically, after age 30, all we men begin experiencing hormone loss. And I don't care who you are, it happens. It's about 1 to 4% a year. As that goes down, along with that goes the ability, for example, to maintain muscle, because without the hormone balance, you can't maintain muscle. You develop something called sarcopenia, our fancy medical term that says the muscles waste away. And what do we replace it with? We replace it with fat. Hence, we look down, we start to see the belly. Other hormones are important too. It's just not 1 or 2 hormones. And I'm always kind of interested to see everybody wants, testosterone is the solution. Well, it's one of the 10 solutions. You need to balance them all. It's like listening to the symphony. Do you want to hear the bass horns play? So what we want to do is get them all optimized. In addition, we look at the metabolics. It goes without saying that if I don't correct lipid abnormalities and sugar abnormalities and elevated SED rates, and you die of a heart attack, I may have won the battle and get you feeling great, but I kind of lost the war. And so I've got to get you healthy, and I balance the metabolic. By correcting both, we see dramatic improvement. Energy comes back, mental acuity comes back, muscle strength, endurance comes back. Men notice guys golfing can hit a ball 30, 40 yards further.
Yes, definitely. And let's talk a little bit about the other aspect of all these changes, including what we deal with here, and that would be the lifestyle challenges.
Right. Well, the lifestyle challenges really boil down to doing things the right way. And here's the interesting thing. It seems like everybody knows how to diet. They know this, that, and the other. The problem is the conventional diets out there today don't really address glycemic issues. That is, it's not just dieting, it's the food you choose in that diet that makes all the difference. So we come at it, from a very different direction. We try to teach you healthy food, and we teach you bad food, and then we try to let you use that information. Now, if you're traveling at home or wherever, it's beneficial to you. In other words, you know what to do. Number two, we talk about exercise. Again, everybody knows how to exercise. I mean, let's go walk, let's go run, let's go jog. But certain ways you exercise promote longer lifestyle and longer living. Other ways you exercise actually can shorten your life. For example, long distance runners, believe it or not, don't typically live as long as the rest of us. So exercise done correctly is beneficial. Other lifestyle changes, we want sleep. We want you to wake up refreshed every morning if we can. We want you to have a good night's sleep, solid night's sleep. And last of all, we've got to control stress. Stress causes cortisol. Cortisol is one of those death hormones that we've got to get rid of. It's one of the ones we have to adjust now.
Right.
So we adjust all those things.
Okay, very good. And as you talked about all that, again, if you're watching this video, if you're a male patient, wondering, trying to figure out exactly what you need to do, let me tell you what just really sticks out in my mind by being a patient for almost 5 years now. First of all, the hormonal piece you mentioned. And it's funny, I had asked my physician a few years ago about checking my testosterone or other hormones. And of course, like a lot of physicians who are not trained in this specialty, of course, they quickly told me I didn't need testosterone. Mine was just fine. My levels were fine. But I didn't accept that. I knew that wasn't quite right. Your body changes, the way you look and feel changes, and I don't want to become some old man. I may be 52, but I want to be healthy, I want to be vital, I want to do everything I could in my mid-20s, and that's why I searched out Cenegenics. So if your physician tells you your hormone levels are normal, well, who wants to be normal? Who wants to be average? I don't want to be an average 52-year-old, everyone. I want to be an A-plus person, period, at all ages. So we look at all types of hormones. Testosterone is only one piece, and then even within testosterone, there's multiple different kinds of levels you must check. Not just even total testosterone level. Thyroid, we look at that differently. I'm on a low dose of what's called Armour Thyroid, and you're talking about some amazing benefits to that. Everyone, I asked specifically with other physicians before about checking my thyroid level. They all checked my TSH, and every single one told me I was totally normal. We don't go by normal, do we? We go by an A+. We go by optimized ranges here.
Optimal.
So we check my T3 and T4, which really shows what my body's really using of thyroid, and it shows that I needed a little bit of boost in my T3. Everyone, I have to tell you, what an amazing difference. I literally have the energy level I had in my mid-20s. I'm never tired. I work 60, 65 hours a week. I travel across country every other week. That can be very tiring, and I'm never tired. People cannot keep up with me. 21-year-old, 25-year-olds, no one can keep up with me. The other thing that optimizing multiple hormones has done for me is metabolism. You talked about that. Right. Everyone is so nice at 52 to be able to eat and feel like you're not starving all the time. I've been there and done that. I've been on every diet. I've tried every Bowflex, P90Xs, fad diets, the cabbage soup diets, Atkins diet. Everyone, I've done it all. And at the end of the day, if you don't address the root causes for these changes, which is what the Cenegenics program does, it'll go back to where you started at some point. It may take a few weeks or a few months, but you'll go backwards again. So multiple things involved. Bumping your metabolism, that is just a wonderful thing to be in your 50s and 60s and have a metabolism of a 21-year-old. Remember when you could eat anything you wanted to? The other thing I'll point out that really comes to mind with what you talked about, Dr. I, is the nutrition. I'll never diet again. Our program is not a diet. Yes, there are certain food groups we promote you to eat more of and other food groups less of, obviously things that spike up your sugar and things like that. But when we do that, everyone, when we just make a little bit better choices all the time, you find you can eat plenty. I eat probably double the daily caloric intake now on this program than I ate before I got on the program. Yeah. And everyone, I eat out in restaurants a lot. If any of y'all have to wine and dine clients, you go out, you travel, it's nice to know you can eat plenty. I even drink a little bit. I eat good foods. I eat gourmet foods. I don't starve. I don't cut back. And I have lost 17 pounds of body fat, and I've replaced that with 18 pounds of lean muscle on this program. Tell me I don't look a lot different. I have the same body composition right now at 52 as I had 27 years ago when I got discharged out of the Marine Corps. And obviously I was a very fit person when I was in the Marines many years ago. Same body composition, same energy, same vitality, same sex drive, same everything. Mentally sharp, all of that comes to mind when I think about all those symptoms you talked about and the causes of it. The next thing I want to talk about is let's talk about the major benefits and maybe even give some timelines. For us guys out here, what can we expect on this program and really how quick can we expect the results?
James, the program actually starts showing benefits quickly. Body composition, for example, let's talk about that. Most men by week 3 are beginning to see the belly fat, which is where we really want to focus for many reasons, begin to melt. And again, we're not trying to be heroic. We're not trying to go quick. We're trying to do it safely and do it in such a way that we maintain these benefits long term. So we're looking for about a pound a week change. Now, we tell guys, don't focus on your weight. Your weight may not change that much because, as you said, you lost 17 pounds of fat, but you put on 18 pounds of muscle. Actually, you're heavier than when you started the program. And
1 pound.
Most people would say, wait a minute, you gained weight, you're healthier? Well, sure, because we're putting muscle back. So we change the body composition. So you start putting the muscle on at about week 3. Now, in terms of energy, typically a week or 2 right off the bat, you start noticing more energy, more reserve. You're not going home at night so dead tired. You get through the day a little bit easier. You're not drinking all that coffee and doing all that stuff. In terms of mental facility, cognitive, remember the number 2 site of action in your body of testosterone is your brain. Would you believe number 1 is your heart? Isn't that amazing? And so not only do you see the benefit of improved memory, focus, ability to concentrate, hang in there longer, but the best part is that combination actually, we haven't even talked about the fact it reduces the risk of dying over any 10-year period by 40 to 70%. Which I think is a pretty good benefit. Sexually, men, come back. They start noticing the girls a lot more, shall we say, after the 2nd, 3rd week, it really perks up. And in terms of the health and risk factors, I think we've mentioned those before, but you also see that dramatic reduction, that improvement in survival that we talked about.
Absolutely. And I can definitely attest to everything you just said. I can clearly remember feeling so much better literally within about a week. I noticed the difference. Even in here, I noticed the difference. Certainly workouts, things like that, you start to get better results almost instantly. You start to lose the belly fat without even trying. It seems like you're not even doing anything different, and the belly fat shreds away. You definitely, if you work out, you get much better results a lot quicker. For some of you guys who don't work out, you don't have to work out a lot on this program. First of all, you'll find you have the energy now to do that. But one thing, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but what I have found invaluable is the individualization you get in all the treatment that we do here. So if you don't like to work out in a gym, don't matter. We can create some simple, easy workouts you can do in the privacy of your home. In fact, with my busy schedule, even though I like to work out in a gym, and I certainly belong to one, many of my workouts I do in my house. It's quick, it's easy, and of course the exercise physiologist that you get will help you do that. I even do some of my workouts in hotel rooms. I have some simple, easy things I can do. It keeps me trim, fit, and I can do it in just a few minutes at the hotel room if I need to. So all of those are the benefits of this program. So I can definitely attest to everything he just said. Now, one more thing I'll point out. In my own family history, everyone, I'm the only sibling that's not on blood pressure and cholesterol medication. I had all that in my family history. The heart disease side, the diabetes on my mom's side, everybody on blood pressure and cholesterol medications, and I'm not. When you look at my cholesterol levels, even the total in the 140s, My triglycerides are like 30, and it's just amazing. And I'll never have to worry about the blood pressure, diabetes problems, and all that. I'm not going there. I want to be healthy and vital and fit. I need to work and be vital in my business, my career, everything. And I want to stay healthy as long as I can and enjoy every single second I can. And everyone, that's what this program does for you. The next thing I want to talk about is really, how do you get started on the program? I know we have something, everyone, called an elite health evaluation. And I think mine lasted about 7 hours. It was pretty much all day. It was the most amazing experience I went through. Not only was it incredibly comprehensive, but the knowledge I took from that was just life-changing. And of course, that's the starting point on really getting the benefits of the program. So, Dr. I, if you would just take them over the next few minutes through what is an elite health evaluation and what all do we do to help the patients in that process?
Certainly, James. The elite health evaluation begins actually the moment we talk to you, because as we start accumulating history and information, we're learning about you to, first of all, make sure that the program is going to be the optimal solution. And secondly, that from a medical viewpoint, the program will be appropriate and we can offer it. Once we then decide that, we sign you up for the program. The next step, once you sign up, will be a knock on your door early in the morning. The blood drawer will come to you at your house or your business or wherever it's the most confidential. They'll get the 90-piece package of blood work. Now, this blood work is kind of a blueprint of your body. This gives me an idea. Where are you in the aging process? Where's all 10 hormones? Where's all the metabolics? So even at that early stage, once I receive that, I begin understanding what I'm going to have to do to try and help you. Secondly, we send a questionnaire to you, 20 pages. You send that back to me again before you come in. I'll digest that information so I understand what problems you're having. What is it we need to focus on? Then we put you through a whole series of evaluation. We do a DEXA scan that looks at bone density and percent body fat and muscle. So I know right off the bat what percentage of your body is fat. And men are shocked. They come in thinking they're in great shape and they find they're 30, 40% body fat. They go, I can't believe that. We also look at the next step. We look at a metabolic chart, which is a fancy way of saying it's an exercise measurement device that allows me to tell you how conditioned you are. Are you a couch potato? Are you better than, forgive the term, Lance Armstrong? So we know right away how conditioned you are, and we know how to get you to where you need to be conditioned to keep you healthy. We also will be looking at how well your heart and lung and muscles work together. We'll know whether you have a good or bad heart based on that study, and we can tell you what the optimal heart rate and exertion level are, so we can send you to the gym for 15 minutes and get a lot of benefit. You don't have to stay the full 2 hours. Lastly, off the same study, we can also determine how many calories you burn every day. Then we're going to put you through brain testing. We're going to measure how well you're thinking, memory, focus, concentration. Then we're going to do, in this office and the others, we do carotid artery Dopplers. We're looking for thickening or narrowing of the artery. What we're looking there is, and this is life-saving, it's abnormal, because what happens here, 98% of the time happens here. So if the carotids are bad, the heart's bad probably too. And last of all, we do a little extra in one office, so we do some pulmonary spirometry and we do oxygen levels. We also do complete biometrics, range of motion, mobility, agility, strength, endurance, then half-hour exam, then 2 hours face-to-face, and we take all this data, we put together the full program. The full program basically is we're going to do the exercise, the nutrition, we're going to talk to you about sleep and stress management, we're going to balance hormones, we're going to balance metabolics, and last of all, we're going to give you nutraceutical grade, that is pharmacy level made vitamins, supplements, minerals, and nutrients. We have American source product. There's no fillers and dyes in it. You don't get sick. You do well. And each program is built to your biophysiology, to your individual goals and outcomes. So you get what you're looking for. In other words, we build a program that keeps you being you, and that's why I think you're so happy with it.
And one thing that comes to my mind as you describe that process of the elite health evaluation, and I think back on my own experience, this is something that high-level athletes get. This is something Olympic athletes, professional athletes, this is advanced testing. So for you men out there, you will never go through a process unless you're an Olympic athlete or a professional athlete like we do in an EHE. The testing, the sophistication of it, it allows us to fine-tune every little thing about your workout, your lifestyle. Even if you never work out, we still need to do this because this is how we create a workout program, so you don't have to spend 2 hours in the gym. You can just spend a few minutes, maybe a few times a week. or if you're already a high-level athlete or someone who works out a lot, you're talking about kicking it up a few notches. It's amazing, even the cardiac part of this. My cardiac function, just running and all that, I don't get winded anymore. It's just amazing. I'm amazed all the time at what I can do. I have two young athletic sons in their early 20s, football players. And I can keep up with them step for step in anything. They cannot, in fact, they have trouble keeping up with me, especially cardio-wise. Strength, they're pretty strong. But it's just amazing, everyone. So if you want to go up a few notches, you want to get the advanced testing that athletes get, this would be a perfect way for you to do that. We call it the Elite Health Evaluation. So the next thing I want to talk about is after that evaluation, the ongoing support. Now, I think back every month, everything that I get in this program. Obviously, the benefits are amazing, but all the support I get, the service side of it, the medical management, it's just amazing. A to Z, y'all cover every base here. So if you'll tell the patients, what is involved in the ongoing?
James, after we put the program together, obviously it has to be managed. If you don't manage the program, all that we've done up to that point is wasted. So we've set up to make it simple and easy because many of our patients are time limited. In other words, they're very busy people, they're very successful people, and we make it easy by sending their vitamins, their supplements, their hormones, their nutrients, everything that we felt was appropriate for their program, their core program, to their house. So they package arrives once a month, plain brown wrapper. No one knows you're in the program unless you want to tell them. Number two, we reach out to them every month. We try to call the doc, perhaps the exercise physiologist, the nutritionist, but somebody's checking on you. How you doing, Mr. Jones? What are you noticing? Are you feeling better? Are things going right? And we'll tweak that program. We don't have any problem tweaking it. And again, we're fine-tuning to get you absolute maximal benefit over the next year or two. Three, we're going to send a blood drawer by to call, 4 times a year, comes by, draws the blood. We're making sure we're correcting all those issues, that we're getting the hormones optimized, we're getting the metabolics where they need to be, and also at the same time, we're making sure we're not having any problems or side effects. We don't expect, above all, do no harm. We want to make sure we help people. We monitor and continue. Of course, you can call us, come by the office, give us a call. All this is done automatically, and unless you want to put additional time in, it pretty much automatically is done. And it makes it easy for you. At the same time, it gives you the comprehensive programs and you get the benefits you're looking for.
Absolutely. One question that always comes to mind, I hear this a lot, and I know I've tried everything. I said earlier, I've tried all the diets out there, every kind of machine, everything. A new fad came along, I tried it. If it was supposed to help me look better, feel better, I was willing to give it a try. And of course, I was always disappointed until I came to Cenegenics. So why, if you could tell them, why is exercise and just trying to eat better on your own, why is that not enough?
James, when you're younger, when you're in your 20s, maybe early 30s, yes, it probably will work for you. Why? Because you have created the natural hormone and metabolic balance physiologically at that point that works. Once you get beyond that age, okay, you can go repeat the exercise and nutrition. Will you feel better than you did before? Sure you will. Will you get the benefits, health benefits? No, you won't. Why? You simply don't have conditions to do it. I mean, let's say we want to go play football when there's no lights on. How would that work? I mean, it's kind of the same idea. You've got to prepare the field. You've got to prepare the background to get the benefits, to develop the muscle, to improve that energy, to have that endurance, to get that sex drive back. So unless you do that, then disease progresses anyway. The percent body fat increases. It's sarcopenia. If they're welcome to look that term up, it just means the muscle wastes away and fat replaces it. And it can't be helped unless you create the conditions by balancing the hormones to keep that from happening.
Absolutely. Next thing I want to talk about, everyone, is I know why I came to the program. And I definitely talk with a lot of patients in my position. And I hear all the time, every day, why they came to the program, why they love the program. But let's talk to these males out here watching this tape today. Who is our typical male coming to us, and really, what are they looking for that they're not getting anywhere else?
They're a guy, typically 40s, a little bit later in life. Of course, we have patients as young as 35, and I think my oldest one's 93. So we kind of cover the spectrum. But what they're looking for is they've gone to their local doctor. They say to the local doctor, I'm tired. I don't feel good. I'm just not what I want. And he'll measure the hormones and say, oh, they're fine. Well, yeah, they may be in a quote unquote medically fine range, but if you want to be optimally healthy, they're terribly low. So what we do is we look at these guys, we say, here's what has to be done to get you back to optimal health. So the question really becomes, James, do you want to be optimally healthy?
I want to be an A+
Well,
all the time.
then this is what
Totally optimal.
this is what it takes to do it. There's no magic solution, easy ways around it. Everybody's always looking for the magic pill, but we create a holistic program. We complete exercise, nutrition, stress management, sleep, hormones, metabolic correction, and supplements, and that program gets you the benefits you're looking for.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you're watching this tape today, think about what you're trying to accomplish and how you think you can get those results. And I'm telling you right now, this is the way to do it. There was a reason why you initially inquired on the website or maybe called in or sent an email in. It will not get better on its own. Everybody has to get older. We all age,
right.
But you don't have to be an old man.
Right.
Even Jeff Life, you've seen on some of the ads, he tells me that all the time. He's 74, and of course, obviously has the body and vitality in the sharpness of somebody half his age. Everyone, I love, as I said earlier, feeling and looking every day like I'm in my mid-20s again. I love that. I need that. It's not an elective process here. To me, it's mandatory to be on my A+ game. I travel a lot. In fact, maybe some of you watching this, we've passed by in airports before. I see a lot of businessmen, I see entrepreneurs, business professionals all the time as I travel. And everyone at 52, when I look around and see them, many times a lot younger, they look like old fat men, everyone. And that, to me, it's not an option to improve that. You should want to do that no matter what. I don't want to be some old fat man. I need my vitality. I need it in my personal life. I need it with intimacy. I need it with my children. I need it with my career. So to me, this is important. How do you look and feel every single day, men, when you get up? You get up and shave and shower in the morning. Do you feel like $1 million? Do you feel like you did in your 20s? If you do not, I need you to call the number. You were sent a number, some information, an email when you receive this. I invite you to call Dr. I's office.
We'll be happy to
Either
talk to you.
Dr. I or someone in the office will be glad to talk with you. There's no obligation with this. It's a free consultation. They'll give you some great education. You'll have some options. So Dr. I, any final thoughts of why these men should really pick up the number, call, and find out what can be done?
Well, as you said, James, what do you have to lose? I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to sort out what issues you have. I'm going to tell you whether we think we can fix you or not. I mean, if we don't think we can fix you, we'll tell you that up front. A lot of people are really surprised when we say, maybe, do something else. But we're going to help them. If they come to us, we will change their life. We will have you feeling and functioning years younger, as you noted. So give us a call today. It's free, and I'll look forward to chatting with you.
We'll definitely look forward to speaking with you, everyone. And if you receive this from me, I included my phone number on the email. I welcome the call anytime. Day, night, call me Saturday, call me Sunday, everyone. I don't mind. I'll give you my cell number, and I want to speak with you. This is too important. Your health, your vitality, your time on planet Earth, the quality you have with yourself, your family, your career is too important. Everyone, let's talk. I look forward to speaking with you.
Thank you, James.